The waste reduction process, what is it? We've started the initial stages. We've gone through this relatively quickly. Normally it involves a team, separate meetings, groups. The more group people that you have involved in this, the better off you're going to be. You need to understand what the waste is, the diagnostic we're going through, and I'll show you how this works. You need to establish key performance indicators, meaning how are we going to monitor the change? How are we going to know that we've been successful? Our people are going to be happy. Well, that's important, but it's very difficult to measure. They must be measurable. The number of beeps from the forklift, it's 156. We want to get it down to 70. Inventory turnover, right? Things of that nature. You need to establish key performance indicators. And then there must be an accountability plan. Coming up with ideas like today's, quite honestly, that's pretty easy. But implementing change is why you're a leader, right? That's why you're a CFO, a CEO, a critical part of operations. Whatever your role is, it's because of accountability. So just in terms of the diagnostic, is the sheet that we've just filled out. Now, this is your opinion, okay? And your opinion could vary drastically from the others within your organization. That's why it's important whether it's someone independent or someone with not a bias is involved in the process, because otherwise you can steer it to where you're going. I did a project with a governmental agency down in Vineland, New Jersey. And the first thing I said to him, I said, is this political? And what did everyone? No, it's not political. I said again, is this political? Well, there could be some political ramifications. I said, that's perfect. You know why? Because I live just outside of Conshohocken, and the only thing that I'm going to tell you is what I think. There is no political motive to it. Right? Do you ever see someone that they come up with 5 ideas and they know what they want to do, and that's what gets worked on? Right? So this whole process, you need to include a group in order to define what the wastes are. You may have in overproduction, you may have 17 different things that come up if you do it right. What's overproduction? Tell me, Mary Smith. Tell me, John Doe. Tell me, accounting controller. Tell me, VP of operations, right? Your holistic company approach. And you fill this out. Your homework for this sheet, we're not going to take time to do this, but just so you see how this works. The second column over is how much quantitatively, how much does this waste cost you per year? Dollars. And I just put in here 25, 75,000, 100,000, just random numbers. But you would go through and look at your list and say, this costs me, and you can guess. It doesn't have, I guess you don't have to be an accountant about it. Just get close enough, right? Is it 20,000 or is it 200,000, right? So you come up with the range. Column 2 is rate the ease of change. We talked about the forklifts, the number of beeps. That's probably going to be pretty hard to change, right? So that may be 0 is the average. It's really easy. Not really easy. It's easy. When you get into the negatives, it's more difficult. When you get a 5 is, you know what, this is a slam dunk. We can definitely do it. Okay? The final column, and I put the formula in there. If anybody wants this sheet in Excel, I can email it to you. So you talk about waste. I told you to write all this stuff down, and now I'm going to give you an Excel spreadsheet, right? But so then this final column helps you identify what you should focus on first, or what's going to have the greatest amount of savings in relation to the difficulty of doing it. So example, if in our scenario The thing that was the easiest to do, a 5, but our savings was $25,000. Okay? So the savings versus difficulty is a 1.88. In scenario, you come down and you identify which has the highest ratio. So this one, we can save $75,000 and the rating is a 3. So we can do this, right? And it's going to be fairly easy and it has a quantitative value. So in this scenario, you may want to focus on this first. Now, you go through this process, you have your summary sheet, your scores are over here. Please don't just jump into doing it. Make sure that this makes sense. I went through this yesterday with a client, and the thing that came up rating-wise was something that I felt was totally irrelevant, and it was easy to do. So they said, Rob, this is going to save us about $350,000. Is it really going to save us $350,000? So then by the end of the discussion, it was $15,000. Right? It was almost like, I felt like it was tainted. Right? It's going to save us $350. You know why they're steering me that way, or steering us, partnering together? You know why they're steering it that way? Because it's really easy to do. And guess what? The end result, there's an accountability plan for $350,000. And when we were done, it was going to be $15,000. So let's not focus on it.